If nutrition is the easiest lever you can pull to increase your output, then not pulling it is the most expensive decision you keep making. Today, I want to share with you 3 common beliefs about fixing nutrition that seem logical, but they keep you stuck in this start-stop cycle. Then I want to install 3 new beliefs that help turn nutrition into a performance multiplier without adding more stress, effort, or complexity to your life. If it hits home, then booking a 30-minute call with me at the end of this video is going to be the logical next step. So I'll give you some quick context why you should listen to me. In high school, life for me was rugby. I made the first 15 early and thought I was doing pretty well. At the end of my first season in year 11, my coach, who's led that team for nearly 3 decades, sat me down and said, "Matt, you're not good enough yet, and if you want to make an impact next year, you need to use this off season to get fitter, faster, and stronger." No one I respected had spoken to me like that before, and it stung. But it also lit a fire, and from that moment, I became obsessed with what actually makes an athlete better. I went on to study exercise science and nutrition at university. I worked my way into professional sport as a strength and conditioning coach. Then I completed postgrad in human nutrition and became a performance nutritionist in Super Rugby, working with elite players day to day. Eventually, I stepped into a head of performance role responsible for the systems that drive success across the organization. So for the last decade, I've lived in environments where performance isn't optional, it's the job. Working inside those teams, I started to notice a pattern. It was never about motivation. The boys were always motivated. Their contracts and careers depended on it. The problem was friction. When eating well took too many steps or too many decisions, it was the first thing that dropped when the week got heavy. When we made it simple and built it into the rhythm of the day they already had, they followed it without thinking. That was a real lesson for me. If a plan needs a perfect day, it won't survive a real season. You see, if you rely on willpower, it falls over as soon as pressure goes up. When the plan is simple and it fits the schedule they actually live, they execute it even when they're tired. Once we simplified the system around them, everything moved. Body composition, strength, recovery, decision-making under fatigue. Nutrition started working for their performance instead of against it. If athletes at that level with staff around them still struggle when the system is wrong, of course executives and founders do too. Your arena might be a boardroom, a laptop, or a stage. The pressure is just as real, and nutrition still has a direct impact on how you show up and what you get done. That's why I created the Nutrition Advantage as my one-to-one coaching program for people who play to win in their arena. Now what I want to do is walk you through 3 common pitfalls I see high performers fall into with nutrition, and then I want to show you 3 new beliefs that fix them. All right, let me show you where this usually goes wrong. There are 3 beliefs I see over and over again, and on paper they sound reasonable, but in practice they keep you stuck. The first one is this idea that you just need to find a perfect diet. So you try a new plan, you jump on a fad, you start tracking everything. You copy what some influencer does in the day. For a couple of weeks, it feels like you're doing the right thing, then real life hits. Work ramps up, travel kicks in, your calendar fills up. Then all of a sudden, the plan with 10 rules and 4 different meal timings, it just doesn't fit the day you're actually living. The moment life gets busy, the whole thing falls over and you're back to where you started. So this belief of, I just need a better diet, keeps you on this on-off hamster wheel. On plan, off plan, on, off. You never get to a point where it's just running in the background. The second belief is that it's a character issue. I know what to do, I'm just not disciplined enough, or I need more willpower. So you decide to tighten things up. Lock in, be good. You string a few good days together, maybe a few weeks. Then work gets heavy. You miss one meal, you grab something easy, you snack late at night, and it starts to spiral. It's like getting a flat tire in your car, and instead of just fixing the tire, you take out a knife and you slash the other 3. Now you feel terrible and you blame yourself. But here's the reality. Willpower is limited. You spend it all day on work, decisions, and leading other people. If your nutrition relies on you having fresh willpower left over at 8 p.m., it's always going to lose to the urgent battles you're fighting in work. So this belief, I just need more willpower, it traps you in this loop where you keep trying harder with a broken setup. Then you blame yourself when it fails. The third belief is that you just need a big enough goal to finally stay consistent. It could be losing 10 kilos or hitting a certain body fat percentage, maybe doing a challenge or an event. The goals aren't bad, they just live way out into the future. We don't live in someday, we live today. Today's sleep, today's stress, today's calendar. That big goal is so far away from the food decisions right in front of you now that your brain files it under later. Then when you fall off pace, it feels like failure. Your identity takes a hit and it gets harder to start again. So this belief, I need one big goal, keeps you in stop-start mode. All in for a while, then nothing. Then all in again, nothing. The goal is too far away from the next hour of your life. So those are the three pitfalls. Chasing a better diet, requiring more willpower, and relying on a big goal. They sound logical, that's why smart people fall into them. But they're expensive. They cost you energy, they cost you focus, and they cost you output every time you spin that cycle again. So what do you put in their place? Now let's flip it. I want to give you 3 new beliefs that replace those pitfalls. This is the operating system I install with clients inside the Nutrition Advantage. New belief number 1, I need a system I can run for life. Instead of I need a better diet, the upgrade is I need a simple system I can run for life so I don't have to think about nutrition all the time. The system focuses on the few things that drive almost all of your results. It's built around your real constraints, your work hours, your travel, your family, your training. That's how you get consistency without adding more stress to your week. Here's a quick story. One of my clients works in a demanding job and competes in Olympic weightlifting. She needed to drop 3 kilos in 5 weeks to make a new weight class. She couldn't afford to lose strength or wreck her recovery during the process. And one thing we didn't do was throw her on a strict crash diet. We built a simple system. A few key meal anchors in the day, clear rules for training days, and easy options for when she was on the move. Well, she dropped the weight, she kept getting stronger, her recovery improved, and she set new personal bests on the platform. That's what a system does. It sits underneath your life and multiplies your performance instead of fighting against your schedule. When your system is wrong, you're paying a performance tax every day. And it's one of the easiest taxes you can remove. If one simple system could remove food stress, cut decision-making fatigue, and drive most of your results, would that be worth learning? New belief number 2, I need a decision framework, not more willpower. Instead of I need more willpower, the upgrade is I need a clear decision framework so the right choice is the easy choice even on hard days. In your business, you don't want your team guessing on important decisions every time, right? You build processes and frameworks so good choices are the default. We do the same thing with your nutrition. We look at your pressure points, early starts, back-to-back meetings, travel days, late nights. Then we build simple rules for each of those scenarios so you're not trying to reinvent the wheel, especially when you're tired or stressed. Here's a quick story. One of my clients runs a company with over 100 staff. Before we started working together, his nutrition was the first thing to drop when the day got busy. Early meetings, no breakfast. Lunch pushed or skipped. By the time he got home, he was starving and exhausted, so he would end up raiding the cupboard. Most nights that meant lighter, broken sleep, and more often than not, he'd hit a wall mid-afternoon. Once we put a decision framework in place for early mornings, meeting blocks, or those late finishes, his nutrition actually felt easier. He knew exactly what he was doing in those moments, and his energy stayed steady. That afternoon crash disappeared. He didn't just suddenly become a super disciplined person. He just had less friction because the decisions were already made. Every time you rely on willpower instead of a clear framework, you burn energy you could have spent on high-value decisions. That's an expensive trade. If you could streamline your nutrition decisions and free up mental bandwidth and increase your energy and output, would that not make you more effective at work and at home? New belief number 3, I need an identity that helps me win today. Instead of I need one big goal, the upgrade is I need a performance identity that guides how I show up today. You see, identity lives in the present. It answers the question, who am I being right now? When you start seeing yourself as someone who treats fuel as a non-negotiable part of performance, your daily choices shift. Not because you're chasing some perfect version of yourself, but because you have the mindset, this is just what somebody like me does. From there, we break that identity down into small actions that fit your reality. Those actions compound into the results that you want. Here's a quick story. I worked with a young rugby player who was naturally gifted. On the field, he had it all. off the field, he did the bare minimum. The underlying problem was that he didn't actually believe nutrition moved the needle. When this became clear, we didn't just start with his food choices, we started with his identity, who we needed to become to earn a professional contract, how that person eats, how that person sleeps, how that person prepares. Once that clicked, his habits shifted quickly. He put on the size and the strength that he needed, his performance lifted, and within 3 years, he was playing professional rugby. Identity first, behavior second, results third. Staying stuck in that someday goal mode keeps you pain and frustration and missed potential. Shifting that identity is the quickest way you can change how you show up today. So your new operating system looks like this. System, not diet. Framework, not willpower, and identity, not big goal. And remember, if nutrition is the easiest variable you can move to increase your output, then not fixing it is the most expensive decision you keep making. These are the 3 beliefs and how you finally fix it. Now, you might be thinking, I've tried to sort my nutrition before, I just don't trust myself to stick with it. I hear that a lot, and that's exactly why I don't hand over a 40-page document and wish you good luck. Inside the Nutrition Advantage, we build this around your real life, one step at a time. We install one piece, then we let that settle, then we add the next. So it holds when work is intense and family life is full. So picture this. 3 months from now, same job, same responsibilities, same family, same commitments, but your fuel is dialed in. Your energy is steady throughout the day. You're making sharper decisions at 3 in the afternoon than you currently make at 10 in the morning. You're not paying that silent tax in every meeting and every late afternoon anymore. That's what this work is all about. That's what we do inside the Nutrition Advantage. It's my one-to-one coaching program for high achievers. We take these 3 new beliefs and we turn them into a simple system that fits your actual week, clear frameworks for your pressure points, and a performance identity that makes the right choices feel natural. If you're still watching, you're probably someone that plays to win, and you know this is a weak link. So here is the next step. On that call, we'll map your current fuel setup, we'll spot your biggest leak, and we'll outline the smallest changes you can make that would reclaim the most output. If it looks like a fit, we can talk about working together inside the Nutrition Advantage. If not, you will still walk away with clarity and at least one practical win you can use straight away. Either way, you stop ignoring the easiest variable you can fix to increase your output. So click the button below, choose a time, and I'll see you on the call.